Hey guys, welcome back to part 2 of the video showing all the Winston Cup Museum cars that are going for auction here at the Mecum Auctions 2024 Mecum Auction in Kissimmee. If you missed part one, we went through all these cars right here, showed each individual one. Some of them are still for sale, some are sold. Everything here is real. These are real. From the museum that's going out of business. And we're going to start in the front now. We're going to start with the Ogden car from Bobby Allison. We're going to work our way all the way up to the other end. So let's get started here. So welcome to another episode of Junkyards and Barn Finds with Sean, and I'm Sean. All right, so we got a National Engineering Bobby Allison car. Oh, by the way, it's pouring rain here today. This is Saturday, the 5th. I think it's the 5th. It's either the 4th or the 5th of January. So this does not have an engine in it. National Engineering, Mike Kerr Productions. And let's check this car out. On the inside, hardly anything there. And this is back in the day when they had doors because they used real cars. And this one is a 1977 Ford Thunderbird. This is NASCAR, built to replicate, oh, this was a replica car, but Bobby Allison. So this was one they just built to replicate. After I just said all these are real, this one is just a replica for the museum. Probably stored outside, I would think, just to bring people in. But let's get to some of the real stuff here. All right, so the real car. No reserve on this one. 1995 Pontiac Grand Prix, driven by Kyle Petty to victory in the 1995 Miller 500. This is as raced condition, and this is driven by Kyle Petty to victory at the Miller 500 in Dover, Delaware, 1995. So Sabco Racing front steer chassis number 10. No reserve on this one. And look at this tiny racing seat back in 1995. They didn't have a Hans device or anything at the time. Again, there's his dashboard right there that he likes. Everybody, all his gauge package. So the shifter's way up front like that. That is a kind of a strange shifter, and he's got a really big safe area here, but that's kind of odd to me. So Kyle Petty signed the car. This is, like I said, as raced condition. So you're going to see all kinds of things that are on here. It's obviously faded. There's some cracked paint in this. A silver bullet Coors Light. But I don't see too many markings. Does have the exhaust system still there. And that's a Luan plastic windshield, clear windshield. So there's that one. And then we have this one, which is a 1997 Jeff Gordon car, Chevy Monte Carlo NASCAR with the paint scheme. This was campaigned by Ward Burton in 1995 and 96 for A.G. Dillard in Hardee's livery, and it's finished in the Jeff Gordon DuPont Rainbow scheme. So this is an actual racing car, LRP Laughlin chassis number 1724. So this has actually been a track. This was on a track as well. There's, again, this different dashboard in here. The DuPont Rainbow Warrior car. And this is not in as race condition because they redid it for the DuPont DuPont, you know, paint scheme and everything. Livery, I don't know what that means. All right, 1997 Ford Thunderbird NASCAR Texas Havoline paint scheme, raced by Dick Brooks and Ken Schrader and other drivers for Don Levy Racing. So this is a Don Levy Racing chassis, and it does have a 351 Ford Racing V8 engine in it. So it's right now just done with Havoline, but it had all kinds of stuff, different paint schemes over the years for various drivers. But very cool. In fact, we did a model of this exact car, and so if you look at our Model Mondays, we actually built a model of this, and we did it without break. Open the box, did the whole car on camera until it was done. So very cool Havoline car. Oreo Ritz car. This is an Impala, Chevy Impala. Okay, so this is a 2003 Chevy Monte Carlo NASCAR, but it says Impala on the front. Very weird. Previously raced by Kevin Harvick in 2004. Oreo Cookies Ritz Cracker livery from 2005 Busch Series. This was raced by Kevin Harvick in Miami in 2004 as the number 29 car. Harvick finished in second place in that event, and it is a Roush Racing chassis built in 2002. It's an RK220 chassis. It does have an engine. So this one is also sold no reserve. Why it says Impala, I don't know. It does have Kevin Harvick ink right there. Smoke, which is not Kevin Harvick. So, but we have that on there. So very cool car. Again, looking on the inside of this, it's got its own ignition systems there. The window is right there. It's got the fire suppressant behind the seat and nice shifter. All right, so this one is a 2003 Chevy Monte Carlo, previously used on the track at the All-Star races and special events. Let's take a look at this one. It's the Nextel 2007 livery Roush Racing road course chassis. So it was used on track at All-Star Racer and at special events. So what I was saying earlier, one of the ways that you could tell a road race car is the fuel. Instead of the fuel nozzle being there, the fuel receptor is over on this side, because that's when you're doing road racing. Usually they have the pit stops where they're pulling in, and it's on the opposite side. So Nextel car, flat tires, motorsports, Motorola. So very cool. Again, that is the Monte Carlo front end. Now we have a Tide car here, 2003 Chevy Monte Carlo NASCAR promotional car for Tide in 2003. So it was formerly raced with Roush Racing chassis and a Chevy body mounted by RCR, and it was used for a promotional car in 2003. So it's Roush Racing chassis number RK006. This is not a track car per se. Let's see, needs net for starter. So needs something for the starter to get it started. But it does have a really nice big wide racing seat that I could fit in. There's the inside again. Ignition systems over there, quick release steering wheel, tachometer right dead center. We've seen some over there, some over here. This is dead center, and your gauge package is around there. So a Tide car right there. All right, Alan Kawicki car. So the 1998 Ford Taurus, and the Taurus was one of the racing cars for a while. So 1998 Ford Taurus NASCAR Alan Kawicki Winston Cup paint scheme. This was a Polish victory lap, so clockwise orientation, to celebrate RGR Winston's victory lap program to honor 15 past champions back in 2003. It was a Goodwood Festival of Speed and Museum event car, and it was also a Junior Johnson Associates race car test car. So not a car that was in any particular race, but it was a test car and everything else. It's got a nice big seat in it. It's got a big tachometer in the middle with all the things that they want to play with. All your ignition switches, gauges are way over there. Got a nice fan. One of the things we've never seen in any of the other cars is a cup holder. All right, guys, so again, Alan Kowicki's car right here, 1992 Hooters, the number 7 car, and it's a Ford Taurus. Reality to me is they are like the ugliest, no offense. Was this a Thunderbird? Oh, it says Thunderbird, but it's a that's a Taurus front end, but it says Thunderbird on it. But yeah, it's a Taurus, and this is just got the paint scheme on it. So crazy. All right, let's go. So now we've got, let's see this car here. So it's a 57 Ford Fireball Roberts race car, driven by Fireball Roberts to 8 wins in 1957. So this is the actual Fireball Roberts car. Now, Fireball Roberts died while racing, but this was piloted by Glenn Fireball Roberts in 57 at the Daytona 500. This was the car selected for the Glory Road exhibit at NASCAR's most famous race cars by NASCAR Hall of Fame in Charlotte. Displayed from 2017 to 2020, Roberts drove this car to 8 Premier Series victories, including 3 in a row at North Wilkesboro, Langhorne Speedway, and Southern States Fairground. The car was found in a backyard of Roberts' Charlotte home, restored for the 1957 Heaven Museum in Branson, Missouri. It was later moved to Winston Cup Museum in Winston. It still has the 312 cubic inch 300 horsepower V8. It's a column shift 3-speed transmission. It's expected to go between $250,000 and $275,000 today. So this is Fireball Roberts' actual car. So and look at this. Now, if you look in here, I mean, it's got like a roll cage, but oh wow, check that cool Mustang out over there, Hot Wheels. Anyway, sorry about that. But this steering wheel here, insane. That this is, I mean, this is why people died back then all the time, because they would hit these steering columns and they didn't give, and you shifted it on the column. There's a Camel cigarette pack that's in there. All right, so this is a NASCAR race car. Glass was taken out of the front, but it still had the back real glass. There's your gas there. Still had steel wheels on it. That's how they kept the doors shut, by just bolting them. Bolted the doors up here as well. Has real glass windshield on there. Fast release hood right there. And they just put metal plates over the lights. They used to put how many horsepower you would have on the hood, because this was a time when it was win on Sunday, buy on Monday. So if a car won on a Sunday, next day on Monday, dealerships would promote it. Here's how the door opens up still. All you have to do is put screws in here and it'll tighten that door so it won't open again. But just insane, very crazy. All right, here we got another NASCAR Cup Series RPM Tonight cut car, so you can see the insides of what the car is. Let's take a look at this. 1998 Ford Taurus NASCAR set display for ESPN2. So if you watched racing on ESPN back in '98, they didn't really have the graphics package we have now. That just didn't exist. So they would take this car, and Benny Parsons, it says right here, set display for ESPN2 with Benny Parsons as the commentator. It was formerly a Hal Strickland car, number 78 Pilot freight car, built by Triad Motors for a road course. It was never raced, but they cut it apart so they could show you the suspension. They could show you where the safety bars and roll cage was. They could put cameras in here. They would show you everything in here. So cut apart, that's right there where the batteries were. There's pieces here. I don't know what those are for. Let's see, it was a road course car, so of course it would have the gas over here. But this one was never raced. It was just used to demonstrate things while they were talking about the race on ESPN. 1997 Ford Thunderbird NASCAR, Michael Waltrip, previously driven as race condition. This is an as race car. Sitco dog car, special paint for Wood Brothers, number 21. Number 21's always Wood Brothers, and usually they're always red and white. So special paint, driven by Michael Waltrip, ran in 1997 All-Star race. So this is a Wood Brothers number 19 car. So again, if we probably went and looked at the other Michael Waltrip's car, you might be able to see that he has the dash set up the way he likes it. Smaller seat. Mike's not a big guy. So, and then as we walk around, it was raced. So they took the fuel cell out, and they called it the dog car because it had the Dalmatian spots on it. So if you look at it, it's all Dalmatian spots all around. And Band-Aid. So all these were just decals stuck on at the time. They didn't really do wraps back then. They just kind of took decals and put decals on things. So very cool car, Thunderbird. All right, Goodyear. This one is a 2009 Toyota Camry, car of tomorrow, race car with a spoiler. So it's Goodyear #1 scheme, built in the 2006. It was not raced. It's a Roush Racing chassis with a tuned-port V8, but it was never raced. It's just a car of tomorrow race with spoiler. So this was one that they were probably using for testing, also just to set up and show at different tracks of what the car of tomorrow back in the day, it was going to be the car of tomorrow, what that actually was going to look like with the spoiler set up as well. This is the camera. So the cars here, they all have their camera right there. So whenever you're watching the NASCAR race and you look out front, they all have these little camera spots on them. Some have cameras in them, some will not. All right, 1996 Chevy Monte Carlo NASCAR. Restored Dale Earnhardt Jr.'s Rookie of the Year paint scheme. Let's see. This was formerly a Darrell Waltrip Racing Parts Plus number 17 car. So this was driven by Darrell Waltrip, restored in Dale Earnhardt Budweiser Rookie Year paint scheme. So the Darrell Waltrip car, and we look in, so the dashboard is a Darrell Waltrip dashboard, probably Darrell Waltrip seat, how he liked the steering column. But they made it into a Dale Earnhardt Budweiser car, which I also have a 1/18 scale model, or a die-cast one of these cars as well. So again, inside, I don't know if this is what a DEI car, Junior Motorsports car would look like, or a DEI car at the time, because this was Dale Earnhardt Inc. So it could be a Darrell Waltrip, could be his, so I don't know. Or was it Michael Waltrip? I want to double check on that real quick. Let's see, did I say Darrell Waltrip or Michael Waltrip car? I would say maybe Michael Waltrip, because I think Michael raced for DEI, right? So let's see. Formerly, nope, Darrell Waltrip, okay. So it was a Darrell Waltrip car. For some reason, you know, they used Darrell Waltrip car. All right, here's another cutout car that shows the fuel cells, shows all the interior parts. 2007 Chevy Monte Carlo, previously driven by Clint Boyer in the 06 and 07 series. Let's see. So this was a Clint Boyer race car. Wow, Clint's a big guy. Look at this, like Hans device. So this is a Hans device. If you guys have never seen a Hans device, so this is your Hans device where you put your head in here. It doesn't allow anything to move, because after Dale Earnhardt Sr. was killed, they wanted it so that, because that's what killed him, was the snapping of his neck. So they put this device in here, and then you hook up to this device with your helmet, connects to it, and so you really can't move around and look too much. Anyway, big seat though. He's a big guy. Looks like Clint Boyer's a big guy. Formerly an RCR car with Jack Daniels livery. It was driven by Clint Boyer in 06 and 07. It does not run and it is an RCR car number 141. So again, shows you how the cars are put together, and even has a cup holder, has a mirror right there, because you really can't move your head, so they're looking at the mirrors there. Now they have actually, you can pull up video from behind, but this shows the whole racing motor, shows how the cars are built. Put a clear piece right there. So Impala SS. You can see the fire suppressing system, everything on this one. All right. This is a Dick Trickle car from Talladega, 1998, 1997 Ford Thunderbird from NASCAR. Raced by Dick Trickle in Talladega in 98. It's got the 90 Dunleavy Racing, driven by Dick Trickle, Hillig Myers number 90. It's in as race condition. Last time this was raced was in Talladega. It finished 8th with Dick Trickle. It is LRP chassis number 2821. So we're looking at this one. Beauty Rest was the sponsor. Simmons Back Care. So Hillig Myers. Now, strangely, in this one, if we look, that's a strange color. All right, so let's look around here, but it's got an aqua blue interior. Ford Thunderbird. That has an aqua blue stripe around the front, around the nose there. But if we look inside here, it's got a very strange colored interior there. Got a fire suppressant right there, fire suppressant handle, and his gauge package as well. All right, let's go up. We got Budweiser car, Drakkar North. How many of us in the 80s used Drakkar North? It was like the only thing as a guy you could actually wear that smelled good. All right, 2002 Chevy Monte Carlo NASCAR. It was a promotional car for Budweiser. It was originally a Bill Davis racing car, later used as a promotional car for Budweiser. This was the first time Budweiser had a black paint scheme on a car, and it was used to promote the True Music Tour. It was loaned to the Guggenheim Museum for 18 months in 2004-2005. So this is, again, not a race car. I mean, it's a race car, but it was not raced. So it was a promo car. True Music, number 8. Budweiser. So this would have been when Dale Jr. was driving. I don't think it has any kind of an engine in it because the front's really high up. But that'd be a neat conversation piece to have in your house or in your garage. All right, 1996 Chevy Monte Carlo NASCAR 25th anniversary Winston show car. Was originally an experimental 100-inch wheelbase pre-development car for the new NASCAR Road Course series. The code name for the series was Left Right series. It was originally a Pontiac Sunbird. It was built by RCR in the early 1980s. So it does not have an engine or drivetrain. So this was just one of these NASCAR experimental things to see. If you look at the wheelbase, it does look kind of weird. It doesn't have the same wheelbase as the rest of these cars, and it doesn't have the fuel receptor. Well, it has one on here, but it probably has one over here as well. Let's see. No, it does not. So that's odd. It was built to be a road race car, but it still has the receptor over there. But if you look at it, it just doesn't look like any other car, and it was built just to be a test bed. All right, guys. I know there's a couple other cars around here that belong to this series, to this collection. If we see them, we'll point them out and we'll throw them in with this. But I hope you enjoyed. I know the rain is really, really loud. So it started raining again, just pouring again. But we're gonna start walking through these other tents and seeing what's where and what's out there. And so I hope you like this one and the first video. So these two videos are covering the NASCAR cars that were on auction today which are at auction this month over here in Kissimmee, Florida. And like I said, today is Saturday, pouring rain. It's the 5th of January. Luckily, it's not cold, but it is the 5th of January. And every car that you see out here, these are all being auctioned off, from that fire truck to the Corvettes here to McLarens, you name it, they get auctioned off today. So, well, not today, but between now and the 14th of January. These, I believe, go up for auction on the 14th of January, which is a week from today. That's why I wanted to come over today and put this up. So if you're interested in this, you can bid over the phone, online, or come to Kissimmee. Send the family to Disney for the day, come over here. This will be the only rainy day that I'm aware of other than Tuesday coming up. So anyway, thanks for watching. Comments below. And now we're gonna go look at muscle cars and other interesting cars they have here. That'll be on our third video and the other videos. So I hope you enjoyed this, and we'll see you later. Thanks a lot. Oh, remember, please subscribe. Put any comments down that you want. Like I said, if you like seeing these kind of things, I try to look for the cars you guys like. But if you have any comments, ring the bell if you want to know when we put up a lot of videos. I was sick for about a week and a half over Christmas and New Year's, so I didn't really get anything up. But now I'm back, still fighting the cold a little bit, but we're out here. So if you like it, subscribe, hit the bell. It'll notify you whenever we put something new up. And thank you guys so much. Have a great day. Should they subscribe to this channel even if they don't like cars today for this one?
Probably just for this one.